is
This is a
on.
sovereign citizen situation, right?
I don't know what that word means.
Well,
yeah. I'm gonna say I'm not saying that I'm one of them, but I'm just saying I'm operating under what the Constitution Supreme Court ruling is talking about.
This one is intense. Inside Judge Perkins' courtroom, a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen insists he doesn't need a driver's license to drive. Judge Perkins isn't having it. He shuts down the nonsense immediately, reminding the defendant that basic traffic laws are not optional. What's remarkable is that the judge even offers him legal representation, something that could have helped. But the defendant, convinced he knows better, refuses. It quickly becomes clear he's in way over his head. Moments like this show exactly how fragile these sovereign arguments are once they hit a real courtroom.
Well, Your Honor, when the officer pulled me over and he said that, I didn't say those words. I just told him I'm operating under the Constitution, and that's all else I said to him. And he just basically lied, said I was disgruntled, asked for backup and all that. And the video would show I wasn't even whatever, I can't think of the word he said, but he was saying I need backup. I have a irate or whatever word he said, and that was not even true.
It's just what you're saying is just not the state of the law. I don't know any other way to say it.
We just going to continue with the case, and whatever comes about. If the paperwork I given wasn't irrelevant, that's it then. So what is the next step?
So either the next step is take a plea, which I'm sure you don't want to do, but I'll give you the offer, or take it to trial, and those are the next steps.
Well, I guess we're going to have to go to trial.
I'm going to set it for a jury trial too, so you can bring this in front of a jury of your peers and see, what they say. And I guess you don't want a lawyer, right?
The other cases that I had got dismissed for same situation. So
say what?
The other cases I had for this was dismissed, and you told me to give you one name of one person, and I could have said it then and there. It was myself. I had court cases for the same thing, and it was dismissed on whatever circumstances happened. It was dismissed.
The defendant goes a step further, trying to dismiss other cases against him as if he has the authority to wipe the slate clean. If he truly wanted to represent himself, the bare minimum would be reading actual statutes, or at least doing a simple search to understand the law. Instead, he keeps circling around the same mistake, refusing to get a valid driver's license. It's one of the simplest legal processes, far cheaper than facing repeated fines or public embarrassment in front of Judge Perkins. What's puzzling is whether this is stubborn ignorance or just a strategy to drag the case out. Either way, the outcome isn't in his favor.
And what do you mean by that?
For the same driver.
Let's do this. Let's call it and put it all on the record. I have my court reporter back. Let's call it and put it on the record, all right? So, Mr. Lynch, let me ask you this, and this is just to understand, try to really get a grasp of your position. I understand you're why don't you, if you're not a sovereign citizen, usually sovereign citizens tell me, I don't want a lawyer. If you're not claiming the sovereign citizenship, why don't you get a lawyer to help you out with this?
I can't never find no attorney. The last attorney I got, they was telling me you should have just took a deal, you should have paid the ticket, and you really can't find nobody who's going to take your case. So basically, I'm in limbo, and basically all I have to say, not guilty with impunity.
The man even pleads not guilty with impunity, a phrase that leaves the courtroom stunned. It's hard not to wonder if lawyers refuse his case simply because it's unmanageable. is at an age where experience should have taught him better. Yet he insists on replaying the same mistakes. The entire proceeding starts resembling a comedy show, so much so that another person on the Zoom call can't hold back laughter. Judge Perkins is visibly frustrated, but the defendant doubles down on his antics. What should have been a routine traffic matter now looks like a circus, with a defendant at the center.
Let's say this. I guess if you're not willing to,
so I'm not a national, so I can't say that. All I'm saying, I'm just a citizen, and all I'm going to say, not guilty with impunity.
well, how are you immune to this? Because I mean, let's just do this. You don't have to. You don't have to tell me how you're going to proceed with your case. You're fully in the right to proceed however you want to proceed. I'm going to just give you a jury trial, and you'll have to present what you need to present in front of a jury. Will you allow me to assign a lawyer to you just for the purposes of, helping you out with the courtroom procedure and stuff?
You can do that.
I don't find anything that he's filed that has any merit. So that's why I'm giving you a jury trial, because if you bring the same stuff in a trial, if it's the same as what you're giving me and the stuff that you're professing, based on what I see, you're gonna lose.
So
By me.
If the judge is saying the information is not valid and the people don't know nothing, so why won't I put my hands in the hands of the people?
At this point, the question becomes whether the defendant is deliberately pretending or if he truly lacks understanding. Judge Perkins decides on a jury trial, and for good reason. Without it, the case would collapse instantly under the weight of the defendant's baseless claims. The judge knows the law. The defendant operates purely on belief, with no evidence to support his arguments. Watching it unfold feels almost surreal, like someone trying to argue against gravity itself. Every move he makes only deepens the hole he's standing in, and everyone in the courtroom can see it happening in real time.
Because first of all, what I'm telling you is, I'm trying to give you a fighting chance with these arguments that you're making. What I'm telling you is you're not going to have a fighting chance with me. You're going to lose unless you come with something substantially different than what you have. At least with the people, you said it yourself. They don't know the law, or they might not even know the law. So you may be able to get them to side with you just because they love Mr. Lynch and they want. I don't know. But other than that,
no jury. I really don't know people jury. I'm not even gonna do that. So if I found guilty, so I'm gonna have to sue every person that was a juror.
I don't know what you're gonna have to do. I don't know, Mr. Lynch. You're the one that's making these arguments up, and you're the one that has researched and done what you've done. You provided that stuff to me, so you're expected to know the law. You're expected to know the law. So whether you can sue jurors and whether you can sue whoever, that's going to be on you to know, and or if you don't know, that's going to be on you to find out.
Okay, so I have to get back with the law department about the videos and the dash cam of the police officers.
That I can Mr. Bowman, can you put your appearance on the record, please? Now, Mr. Lynch, now I can potentially help you if the stuff exists. Mr. Lynch is asking for body cam and whatever discovery that body cam, audio, video, whatever discovery that the people have and relates to his matter.
Your Honor, I understand that, and Discovery would be provided if he files a valid request pursuant to the court rule for discovery.
So you
And
saying I
you're,
haven't done that previously? I done sent it
Hold
to
on,
the
hold
law.
on, hold on. She's not out. Hold on.
hold on,
So
Mr.
you
Lynch.
saying,
Your Honor, if I'm not mistaken, the court rule just says upon request. He's made his request today. I don't think that there's anything in the court rule that requires anything other than him making a request. Mr. Lynch has made his request for discovery, and I believe it's supposed to be provided to him.
Court rule provides for a written request,
I
and
can you
that has not happened.
All right, let's the discovery, rule 6 point. We're gonna know this discovery rule, and you gotta
Forward and backwards.
yeah, you need to get this book. You need to get this book, Mr. Lynch.
What this defendant truly needs is a law book, though it's doubtful he would read it even if it came with illustrations. Entering a courtroom without preparation, without evidence, and without a single coherent argument is a guaranteed path to failure. Yet he persists, as if improvising his way through legal proceedings will somehow work. In the end, Judge Perkins sets the case for a jury trial, leaving the rest to the attorneys and formal process. The real question is whether he stands any chance before a jury, or if this is just setting him up for an even harsher defeat. For now, the lesson is simple. Courtrooms run on law, not personal theories.